requires some kind of special medical care. It is woefully thin on Guam for veterans who served side by side with other veterans who live on the mainland.
Due to the lack of services here, Roy Gamboa started the Battle Buddy Circle, and the group Got Your 671 is of course our logo. 671 is the area code for Guam. He served 10 years in the Marine Corps.
There's a saying, right? Not every wound is visible, right? In the first couple of years, everything was coming out of our pockets. Since then, we've applied for and received a couple of grants to help our doors open.
He lost buddies when an IED detonated in Iraq. It nearly killed him. Doctors were ready to pronounce him dead. A miracle brought him back, but not in one piece.
It's a vicious cycle with constant nightmares. You have your depression, anxiety, anger, isolation. VA throws you drugs, medications, makes you feel like a zombie. You get off the medication. You can't sleep.
Who's everyone here?
So here's my buddy Frank, helping veterans. We're helping people. And he didn't know how to ask that himself. The demons got to him and he took his life.
Yeah, seriously. It wasn't just Frank, but multiple soldiers who were lost this way. They drove Gamboa to action. Veterans commit suicide.
What's going on, Margie, Ronnie, Trixie? How are you, honey? Hello, Dan. Just remembering the reason for the holiday. Those men and women who gave their lives in the line of duty. The ultimate sacrifice. Hello, Linda. Oh, beautiful. Hey, how you doing, Alan? Hey, Sarah. For gay spacious skies, for amber waves of rain. Ooh. Ah, dee, 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 dee. How you doing, Nick? War is hell. Let's get a coffee. I forgot to take my allergy pills, so I'm waiting to just probably die here in a bit. So we'll see. Hello, Mr. UFO. Man, look at that rig. Oof. That baby's got a few miles on it. How you doing, Callie Mo? Yeah, it's nice. Just the doggone allergies. We're at peak grass pollen right now. Probably not at quite the peak, but we're doing it up. Hey, Angus Kisses, how are you? So it is coffee time. It is coffee time. It seemed like a lot of people were, I don't know if a lot of people were traveling. Yeah, we're gonna be heating up next week. I guess this place finally failed. I don't know, this Culture Experience Center. I guess that went tits up. I don't know. That baby might have gone tits. I don't know. It looked kind of weak to me. It looked a little weak. Turn a corner here before this fish head crosses the street. What a beautiful day here. 65. We got yard work done. That's great. I have to limit my yard work until pollen knocks down a little bit. Because it is brutal. Ah! Man, I'm hungry. I'm just feeling peckish tonight. I don't know what to eat. Felt like I might have some Kentucky Fried Chicken bits. No coupon, no way. You never go in naked on fast food, just show up. That's like showing up for an airline. It's like showing up for an airline ticket. Hey, Plastic, how you doing? That's like showing up to fly at the last minute. Oh, they'll find you a seat. You're just paying 4 times more than anybody else on the plane. But they'll be happy to see you. How you doing, Naomi? What's going on, babe? Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, let's go. It's part of the show. We're traveling in winter wonderland. I'm just starting to get it geared up for Christmas. Hear those sleigh bells ring-a-ling, ding-ding-ding-ding-ding. Come on, entrance together, and grab your meat too. Man, this guy ran out of paint. He just didn't have enough paint to finish the building. You could tell at the end he was kind of stretching it. It's a little thin. Got a little bit thin at the end. How you doing, Carrie Class? You can't stop. That was Julia Child was cooking my squab dinner tonight. Maybe I'll get some, I don't know what the hell to do. Do-do-do, silver bells, silver bells. Oh, party time. Fiesta time. Tiempo de fiesta. Tiempo de fiesta. Well, that looked like a hillbilly's rig right there. How you doing, Kaylee? Okay, so we're lucky. We got one parking spot here. Maybe we should have one of those 7-Eleven pizzas tonight. Man, I can't believe it. I just saw Tio. I haven't seen him in like a year and a half. I can't even believe it. What do I got? Some joy juice on the lens? Hold on a minute. What the hell? I had some kind of joy juice on there. Okay, hey Tony, how you doing? Christmas in July. Hey Daniel, how are you? What's going on? I was thinking about getting a pizza tonight. Maybe we'll make a pizza. I still got mozzarella. Yeah, maybe we'll make a pizza. I don't know. Maybe we'll make a pizza tonight. Yeah, I saw Tio, the guy that, I don't know whether he's good or not. No, it's not on the windshield. The windshield's just ruined for years because of Michigan. This guy across the street, he's cooking up big meat. And the people are loving that. They're loving that big meat. Wow, we're trying to nudge. Yeah, we're doing worse than like a weekday. All right, here we go. It's windy tonight. Windy. Yeah, I think, I can't remember. It's been a couple months since we had a pizza. Maybe a pizza's warranted tonight. Maybe not. I really don't have any meats, just not much. Oh, they're selling lemonade there. Ooh, looks a rough finger. Saturday night. I don't know, maybe I'll go get some fried chicken at like Safeway or something. I'm not sure. I can't take you guys inside. Last night was a disaster. On the signal was so crappy. I found one property, they got like eight cars onto one small property. I think it's a new record. Okay, we're sitting outside the apartment house. We're Saturday night. We're partying. We're having a good time. We're drinking a little bit. Every time I think about chicken now, I think about Bird eating that big greasy chicken from Lola's. All those juices dripping down, that oily, greasy thing. I can't stand even thinking about it. I can't stand even thinking about it. Okay, what do we just... Come on, man, let's go. There we go. Let's get on the sidewalk. I think there's a million things that Amanda Hug and Kiss needs therapy for. I mean, every day's like a PTSD blast for her just to even be watching has to be just unbelievable. So I'm feeling a bit peckish. And one thing you never want to do is you never want to order a pizza on a Friday or Saturday night. Is the orders are hot and heavy. Your pizza comes undercooked, it comes funky. It's not up to the standards that you want. like a girl what's got a nice butt. Isn't that a song? Poor Amanda don't get a break from you at all, I know. She's, you know, she could probably end up potentially suing me one day for duress and mental health treatments and inpatient therapy. The stuff she's had. She even came, but she, you know what happened last night? She was so wired into last night's stuff, she came back for a second time. She said, you know what? I can't sleep. And I've come to be tortured. I've come back to be tortured even more. No, I've never talked to her on the phone. We have communicated by email, which is fine. There's no requirement to. How you doing, Greasy? What's going on? We're, you know, help a brother out here. HBO me and give me an idea for dinner tonight. HBO me. Help a brother out. Man, do we got like nothing here? Ooh, they saved like one spot. Help a brother out. I don't know whether I want chicken. I don't know whether I want... What the hell I want? This guy's going to be all pissed he can't get in his vehicle. Okay, so I'm pretty lucky. I think we got the last spot here. Hello, Federal. Hello, Federal. Yeah, HBO. No plans for Memorial Day. Bird wanted to do something. Yeah, the pie's pretty good. I like to have a lot of meat. Maybe I'll get some pineapple and ham tonight. I might do a pineapple and ham one. It's been a while. Ooh la la. Peach and beer is one of my faves, yeah. Just chill out a little bit. I don't know if I want to make it super late, but yeah, the peach is definitely doable. I mean, last night we were grinding last night. How you doing? Hey, Sergeant, good. Yeah, good. I have to wait. Hopefully they'll call me next week about rescheduling this surgery. Yeah, I woke up this morning. I had a lot of issues with the right hand, so I thought, well, I better just bite the bullet. And I was contemplating just not doing it, and then I thought, well, this is the kind of shit that never gets better. So I thought I better just do it. Yeah, last night was a blast. That's probably why Amanda Hug and Kiss is traumatized to some extent today. It's right. I just wrote to everyone and it got discarded. I don't know. Isn't that terrible? Yeah, it was a good day today. We had the follow-up. Ranger Rick came by, checking on Simba. He was all happy. He's like, I can't believe how well you followed the protocol here. Cat's looking good. I see we're in the middle of just about ready to wrap up medications. That gave me a nice feeling today. I've been studying about Rhodesia, the form where it was Zimbabwe. Have you heard of Rhodesia in the 70s? Yeah. Have a good day. Man. Plenty full one too. Yeah, a potato eater. Yeah, Rhodesia. I think they had. I think they diamonds are down there, aren't they? Zimbabwean diamonds. Yeah, I was feeling pretty good. I wasn't excessive, but I was feeling good last night. I love Friday nights. Just feel like you feel like the air goes out of the balloon. It was such a stressful week. I still that doggone plumbing issue. Let's see. The world's longest and deepest undersea road tunnel stretching 410, reaching a depth of 200 and below sea level. Connects Stavanger. Sounds expensive. Known for emeralds too. Even though Rhodesia had Victoria Falls, yeah, I don't know. It's like a diamond. Yeah, Pat Mahomes. Alex, yeah, most people think I look like the guy from Breaking Bad. Gustavo Fring. Tuco Salamanca. Tuco Salamanca, yeah, I think that's his name. Ooh, tight. Rhodesians have pretty good camouflage patterns. I don't know. Congo, Rhodesia, Zimbabwe, Kenya. It's one of those places. Sometimes those places change names more than I change underwear. More often. Gustavo Fring, yes. Man, I wish they would still have Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad, the next generation. See, the Strand reroutes ferry beneath the Rogaland. They had pretty good history and underrated. I'm not sure, Sergeant. I'm very. I'm pretty doggone clueless about sub-Saharan Africa and familiar with the Mediterranean. Because they figured so much in history of the Mediterranean countries. You start to get down below Botswana, Kenya, I start to fade out. What am I, a geographer? Yep, thumbs up are appreciated. It sounds like a pretty good tunnel. Do you think house prices will drop? Look, let's take a couple minutes and we have to divide things into segments here. Because what housing prices do in one segment is not the same as they do in another segment of forward history. And our base level model for figuring this all out is this. You have an exponentially growing pile of debt. No matter what they cut, no matter what tariffs bring in or whatever, you're racking on you know, 95 billion dollars of debt per month. That's a lot. So when everybody's like, oh, this is great, we got 16 billion of money in for April for tariffs, and you know, would probably do, yeah, you might lower, you might take the federal deficit from 2.4 trillion to $2 trillion. But in the meantime, you've taken interest rates up. Right? You've taken interest rates up from, oh shit, I don't know. I mean, 3/4 of 1/3 of 1% in 2020, basically to 3% mortgages. You've now taken it up to basically 7% on a mortgage, and for 10-year debt, it's gone from 2-3% up to almost 5%. If you're rolling up, let's say the U.S. has $10 trillion of debt that it has to roll up over every year, plus new debt that has to be placed. If interest rates just go up 1% on that, then you're right there. You're right there. Right? You're adding a massive amount of debt just because of interest rates alone. So what does this mean? It means what's the end game? What's the final solution? And guys, please take a second to like up the stream. Please hit the thumbs up button. It is very appreciated. What is the end game? How do you deal with massive debt? Well, you look at history. What have other nations done before? They've never turned around and directly taxed their people to a very heavy extent, because it's politically untenable for them to do that. So what have they done? They've just started to do what the only thing that they can do, which is inflate the currency. Now, when they start to inflate the currency, and you start getting into really high interest rates, and money becomes almost worthless, yes, then real tangible things have value. They don't float. But in the meantime, as interest rates go up, it has a depressing effect on the property market, because you have to borrow. Now, a lot of people do cash deals, I recognize that. But we're not always going to be flush with cash in this economy. And when the big toilet dump happens, there's going to be a lot of wealth that is just pulverized and evaporated. Hello, Amanda, hug and kiss. It'll be the recognition of the passing of the torch from the west to the east. That will be it. The thing that people are trying to cope with right now is the fact that Asia and China is making tremendous leaps in technology. And there's a good chance that they may bypass us in a year or two, which means that the money would naturally want to gravitate to what they're doing now, and away from what we're doing. That's why you have the chairman of NVIDIA, panicky, running back and forth between Shanghai and Beijing and Washington, trying to figure out a way to get Trump to open up for sales of NVIDIA chips into that market. He's worried. You can tell he's worried, because he knows his ride at the top of AI and all the chip stuff, it's going to be a short ride. That day in March, when China came out and announced the DeepSeek AI app, it was, like I said in that video that day, it was the Sputnik event of 2025. It'll go down in history, at least of economics, is the day that the bubble burst, and the day that the West finally recognize that what we're doing, the East can do, and they can do it for 1/10, one hundredth of the cost or whatever. Hey, Shimei. But in the short run, you have to go through this economic pain of less money. And the only reason the way you really evaporate spending power is by obliterating people's money. And when people have fat 401k plans and pension plans, they feel good, they feel happy, they're slapping skin, they're having drinks, they're buying rounds for the bar. And then when the recognition hits that the world is changing, then this shit hits the fan. Then all of a sudden everybody puts the brakes on spending. And that's when shit visibly slows down. We've not reached that point yet. We have this, what Jamie Dimon called unprecedented levels of complacency about the future. Unprecedented levels of complacency. It means he's never seen a time where people were worried less about the future of the nation than right now. Part 2, couldn't sleep. Yeah, I said that you could probably sue me eventually for PTSD or some kind of mental health torture and get your legal bills paid, compensation, therapy, inpatient treatment, a couple cruises. So in the long run, what you don't want is the United States dollar. That's what you don't want. And we're not quite at the tipping point where we have, China says, yeah, don't push that too hard right now. Yeah, we don't want our currency appreciating here. We want to keep it kind of low. So, yeah, Alex, the law firm of Connive, Finagle, and Screw 'em. People said, well, what is Russia? Russia's a very small economy. And they're a very small trading nation. Most of their trade is just within their border nations that are around it. So what they're doing now is borrowing heavily, printing money, and financing all of their war efforts on cheap oil right now, $60 a barrel or whatever. So that's the next thing is they're fighting to contain this natural push up in interest rates now, and they're probably costing the Treasury a fortune in buying back our own debt, and the Federal Reserve sticking it in its own account as if it's an asset. I mean, it's just like, you talk about monopoly money. And the Chinese can just sit there and say, well, as long as they want to artificially keep interest rates down, let's keep feeding, let's empty out our stocks. Let's empty out our stocks. Let's get rid of our stock of treasuries. Let's just blow it out. Vertical. No, I haven't seen it. I wouldn't even know what a Swiss franc looks like, Christian, to be honest with you. I've only traded paper product, exchange product. So it's a good chance for nations around. They did the same thing with gold. The United States artificially kept the price of gold down for years and years and years and years and years because they never wanted it to be an attention-seeking part of the financial system. And then it's like it dawns on them, shit, we're keeping this, we're keeping the price down, and we're giving everybody else to just load up, a chance to just load up at low cost, back up the truck. And I'm quite sure they're doing the same thing with silver right now because of military, and they're probably trying to build a huge stockpile. So how long can you keep a lid on interest rates before it blows? Well, that's a question we're finding out now. That's why markets are a little rattled, because, as I said a year ago, there'll come a day people start focusing on interest rates, and that's the day that shit's going to start going bad. That's the day. And I've stuck by that for years. I've said there'll come a day when people's interest will get on interest rates, and then the press will pick it up, and it'll build the whole psychology of, oh, we got to, oh shit, now everybody's talking about our, nobody came to our bond auction, and last week's bond auction was a disaster. Yeah, when interest rates go up, bonds have to fall because they have to adjust the fixed coupon to the current market price, and they do that by marking down the value of the actual asset. Gold was at $32 an ounce, Victor, all for a long, long time. And it was exactly, you could go into the bank with a gold certificate, come out with a gold double eagle, $20 gold double eagle, $10 gold Indian. Then in 1930, in April of 33, Roosevelt signed an executive order that everybody has to turn in their gold. And then he started playing and pushed it up to about $35 an ounce, started tinkering with the price of gold to try to get a little bit of inflation going, to get the economy going. And pretty much held that price until like 1968, 1971, and then they marked it like $45 an ounce, something crazy. So when they're talking about revaluing that on the books, provided the gold's there, then it's an automatic $800 billion, or about 5 months of borrowings. It'll be covered. Now, if we go down and if trade slows down and, Apple now, it's losing the China markets. It wanted to go to India, and now it's got pressure from the White House. Don't do that. Right? We're going to smash your sack if we see you doing that. You got to do it here. So you can tell that there's some pressure on corporations that they're not going to be as profitable as they were. The gravy train of cheap manufacturing has run its course from 1980s, when everybody was talking about globalization. That's all I heard in business. Globalization. That's all I heard about day in and day out. Globalization. Now it's the exact opposite of that. It's reversion, it's nationalism. So that argues that the most profitable days are now behind. Now you have to start to have a political overlay to things. Well, you cannot hide from competition. And Ronald Reagan had a very good speech. I forgot to post that up on my community post. You can't hide from competition. If you want to be a good sports team, you have to test your mettle with other good sports teams. There's no way of avoiding it. You can't artificially maintain a standard of living. It's too costly, and we've paid a tremendous price with borrowed money to do just that. At the cost of everything being about probably 30 or 40% more expensive than it should be. We used to make our bread product, we exported a job when it is dead buying lesser products. Well, we exported them because a couple things happened. The EPA happened, which meant, instead of Zenith being able to dump their chemical, just bury their cans of nitric acid in the backyard of their operation, the back 40. Now all of a sudden the EPA requirements, and now you got pollution, and you got electrostatic precipitators on top of smokestacks, and then the insurance companies start getting in, and people are sued, and now it's a lawyer's feeding trough. Now the liability cost goes up, the amount of insurance that companies have to pay to protect themselves. Now, right, inflation starts to kick in because we got Vietnam and we got the Great Society going on at the same time. And we're starting to look at deficits, and people are starting to freak out about that. That adds to the interest rates start to go up. So all of a sudden, all through the 1970s, we're faced with rising interest rates. So everything that could be against us was against us. And then the unions came in and said, you know what, it's more expensive to live. We're falling behind. We want to make more money. Yeah, we got clean air, but we can't afford it. That's what I'm saying. So we did things like, in a lot of ways, China has to go down the same road. When I was working and living in China for 5 years, you just can't believe how filthy the environment was in some of the cities. Hong Kong was pretty clean by standards, but you couldn't believe how polluted. I mean, it wouldn't be surprising to see like a body just floating down a canal somewhere in western China, and somebody just take a stick and just push it past their property down the creek a little bit. Dumping chemicals and shit, and they're where we were, right? They're paying the price for being a big manufacturer. They're paying a heavy price. Their land is, they've done a lot of harm to their own place. And they've also added a lot to the pollution of the world. They're building, I don't know, what is it? Every week they open 3 new coal-fired generator plants. Alan Gentry will correct me on that if I'm wrong. In every house I went into in Beijing, low level, just regular house, everybody was using these coal cakes to cook on. And the air over Beijing would be so bad, and the inversions in Shanghai, and so filthy in Hong Kong, that you just thought, oh, one day they're not going to be able to take it anymore. Your eyes would go out, they'd be stinging, and the air just smells like unburnt hydrocarbons and coal dust, especially in wintertime. And every time I came back to the U.S. for vacation, I was like, oh, Lord. Look at how green and how beautiful. Don't litter. Don't be a litter bug. But there's a price we paid for that. There's a price we paid. Yeah, something like that. But there was a price to be paid when you do that. Now China understands that they've got India breathing down their back. And they've got these kids coming out of school that don't have a pot to piss in and want to get jobs. And they have severe property problems and retail growth problems, sales problems. And they can't really think of a way to get the hell out of that. So the president of China comes out last week, Xi Jinping comes out last week, and he says, I want all the departments to start economizing on travel and expenses. And you know what that makes me think? That China's gonna follow the path of Herbert Hoover's 1929 to 1939 depression. They're just gonna let shit just go down. And they're not going to waste a lot of their foreign reserves and stuff to stimulate this, stimulate that. Go stimulate yourself. And they might come a day when they pull out the green. You might see the president in a green Chairman Mao suit over there. Come out and say, this is where we went wrong. We swallowed the model of the capitalist running dogs, and now look what we have. So now I want everybody to take out their little red book, wave it from side to side. Songwo di Chilada. He's in service. Yeah, they just outlasted because they know the Chinese. They came out and they said, "Oh, the people are already rallying. They're taking this in the spirit of, oh, the United States is out to crush us now. So we'll just eat nails if we have to for dinner, and yeah, we're just right. We'll start marching through the squares, and we're not letting some Yankee running dogs steal the show here." So besides that, they have Vietnam, and Vietnam was first to the door of the U.S. said, we agree with everything you say about trade. You sell whatever the hell you want in here, no problem. We'll buy your stuff, no problem. They're smart. They just get right to it. They curry favor with the president, and that immediately pays off in their favor. Hey, what's up, Gordon Ramsay? How you doing? Hey, how you doing, Lee? Yeah, carpal tunnel. And I missed my second surgery appointment, so that was supposed to be last Monday. So there's a lot of moving parts right now. So how do you sustain a standard of living that's been built to an enormous extent on debt when it becomes difficult to borrow anymore? That's when people really start to feel the pain. So we're probably close to, if we broach the 5% level on the 10-year note, then I think pretty much all hell's going to break loose. If we go to 6%, it's going to be a barn burner. That's why I watch it so closely. That's why I watch it. I can tell when it's being manipulated. I can tell when the Federal Reserve is in there buying what other people are trying to sell the hell out of right now, just to keep an orderly market. So how does it play out at the end? That's the big question. How does it play out at the end? Well, you have inflation that turns into hyperinflation. Right now we have beef prices that have hit an all-time high. That's it. I'm going to tell that story again. You know, Amanda Hug and Kiss, hey champ, did you ever see the movie Margin Call with the great Jeremy Irons? And Mr. Sullivan tells us that we have a problem. He says that the music is slowing down. Well, Mr. Sullivan, let me ask you. mind you, talk to me as if you were talking to a child. So, Mr. Sullivan, what if the music stopped? Oh, well, sir, based on my calculations, it would be more than the net worth of the company. Right. Well, let me tell you something, Mr. Sullivan. Jeremy Irons is outstanding. Let me tell you something, Mr. Sullivan. Let me tell you why I make the big bucks. It's not because of my brains. I make the big bucks, Mr. Sullivan, because I'm paid to look 3 months, 6 months, a year in the future. That's it. And right now, Mr. Sullivan, I'm listening, and I don't hear a thing. One of the greatest scenes in movies right there, ladies and gentlemen. You know, people hated. They wrote in reviews, and people wrote on YouTube, and oh, it's terrible. They stuck it to all these other. They stuck it to all these other corporations and all these other trading houses on Wall Street. Got screwed. These guys were dumping, and they suckered everybody. And here comes Kevin Spacey, where he comes in. You'll probably never work again. Are you shitting me? That phone would be ringing off the hook with other companies. How did you know? We want you. Are you kidding me? They should get a freaking blue ribbon for what they did. First to market. Why in the hell am I gonna be Mr. Nice Guy when it comes to capital markets? No. The first one in wins. Same thing with marketing. The first one that comes up with the product always establishes a dominant position. Period. First one that starts to blow out the inventory. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to torpedo the other firms. So you have less competition. You're a survivor, and everybody comes to you. The California pension and retirement system, the New York teachers retirement system, and they say, wow, you guys were geniuses. Could you manage our money? I mean, they got the movie all wrong. You know, my boss would be on the phone. See if you can hire us. Find out who's over there. Call them up. Take them to lunch today. Oh, it's so awful what they did to it. They hurt them. They took their money. Wow. You think Jamie Dimon's traders up there at J.P. Morgan Chase give a hoot about whose sack is in the vice on the other end there? I see what I'm You're okay, Victor, and you're good. You're good. I'm just saying there's only so many ways out in the future when you look at things. It's like the movie with Kevin Costner and Gene Hackman and Sean Young, No Way Out. The options are you either tax the living F out of people, which immediately torpedoes the economy, or you just make their spending power, you just inflate the currency so that you're paying back your debts in basically worthless money. It's the only alternative. There's no other way. And you know, Amanda Hug and Kiss, as I stand here looking out the window, I don't hear a thing. So I should offer a prize, an economic prize here, $500 to anybody that can come up with an alternative scenario other than those two. That's it. That's it. What do you think about the big, beautiful bill? Let me tell you, Jen, thanks for being here today. It's the biggest. I've compared it to a Tarzan movie where Tarzan is swinging from vine to vine. You have to let go of one vine and swing through the air a while before you can grasp the other one. And the president is trying to execute a swing through the air. He's betting that things will ramp up faster than the interest can compound because of the additional drag on debt creation that creates. Will that pay off? Hey, at the end of the day, the guy might be marked down as the biggest genius in U.S. economic history. We can't pre-write what's going to happen, but it's a very difficult maneuver. It presupposes that that manufacturing has a green light in this nation. And there's already people down in, make sure you're subscribed, by the way, if you're new to the stream. We talk a lot about them. We've been telling people this is coming, interest rates, for a long time now. And gold. Forgot what the hell I was going to say. Anyway. Yeah, so that's why the Fed is in there. That's why there's such a pitched battle going on in that 10-year note. The Fed knows if that 10-year note closes above 5%, then they are screwed. So they're doing everything in their power and expending all the money creation capability of the Federal Reserve to get in there and buy all the bonds that they're selling in China, Japan. The other big pressure we have too is something called the carry trade, and I'm not going to get complicated about this. But if the yen is very stable and the US dollar is appreciating, which it was over the last 5 years or so, and the yen is not super depreciating, and the interest rate to borrow is 0.5% in Japan, you borrow $100 million from the Japanese banks, you convert that into US dollars and you put that into a 3 or 4% T-bill. 30, 60, 90-day T-bill. Look at the spread between that. Talk about an attractive trade. How much have people done that? Now when the virtuous circle is going the other direction and it's turning into a vice, they want to unwind that trade. Now interest rates are rising in Japan too. They want to bring that money back. So that's the other thing. Have you seen that one video of the German kid drinking on blame one night? And then he says, "You haven't seen that." Is your own, by the way? Yes. He's actually doing his best to try to protect the nation. But what they can't do is come out publicly and say, "Hey, we're buying our own debt back." Well, Mr. Powell, Mr. Chairman, what are you using to buy it back? Is there another question? You can't say we're creating money to buy it back. It's all, everything is a confidence game. It's all about confidence. All about confidence. Once confidence goes, then it's very hard to get it back again. That was the most overworked word from Herbert Hoover in the early 1930s was confidence. We need to have confidence, confidence, confidence. Why won't the Fed lower interest rates? Very good question. What's happened to the 10-year note the last two times that the Fed lowered interest rates? It cut the short-term borrowing rate. What happened to it? What happened to it? Filbert, I'm just getting a cup of coffee, that's all. I wouldn't say I'm shopping there. If you want to have people come to buy your product, the last thing that you want to do is make that product less attractive to people. And what is the way that you make debt products less attractive to people? Up to a point. You lower the interest rate. You lower the interest rate. So the Fed doesn't have room to do that. The last two times they've lowered interest rates, the 10-year bond the yield is skyrocketed upward. They already know what's going to happen. This is why they're not lowering interest rates, because they can't. The markets don't allow them. You can get 4.35% on a 60-day, 90-day T-bill right now. He's not lowering interest rates because he can't. Plain and simple. That's it. That was a good question, though. So it worries me, hey lurker, because if Trump is failing to see what's really going on, like maybe he's in the dark or something about economics or about why you can't do this thing. You would think that Scott Bessent, the Treasury Secretary, who seems to be a pretty smart guy, would say to him, hey, look, ease up. He can't cut that rate right now. We got to sell a lot of merch here. We got to sell a lot of product. We don't want to make it less attractive. That was a good question, though. So I don't even know somebody tell me what the Fed funds rate is right now. I don't even know what the hell it is right now. I don't even know. We got to move these refrigerators. We got to move these color TVs. That ain't working. And your chicks for free. That ain't working. We got to move these microwave ovens. We got to move these color TVs. Dire straits, baby. Yeah, it would be the equivalent if like Amanda Hugginkiss was shopping at Saks Fifth Avenue, her favorite place. The Atlanta branch, not the outlet, not the factory outlet, the real Saks. And instead of, they're looking at all their merchandise in the store, they're looking at these dresses for $800, $1,200, $15 a pop. And the manager says, you know what? I want to mark these up by $500 every dress. That's the equivalent of the Fed cutting interest rates right now. The same exact psychology is there. All real estate people like lower interest rates, exactly. So, Jen, look at this from 1981. It's 15% interest rate. We went all the way down to 1/3 of 1%. Now, what was not to like in that? It set the stock market on fire. That's it. They have no ability to set a price, real estate agents. They have no ability to control a market. Florida is flooded with properties now, condo properties that people can't afford the taxes. They can't afford the hurricane insurance. They can't afford the improvements that are required because the buildings are like made of tofu and all the concrete's gone bad. Speaking on the views never changed. He's a supply sider. He's a I can't remember the guy's name back in the early 80s. Looked like he should have been on Howdy Doody. I can't remember the guy's name, what it was. This professor came up with the supply side stuff. The supply side was good, but Keynesian economics says when the times are good, you have to raise taxes. Oh, what did you say? Mr. President, I said we should probably raise taxes now. You're fired. I don't ever want to hear that 2 words again, raise taxes, in his office. You think we could get elected raising taxes? Do you remember George H.W. Bush? No new taxes. Read my lips. What's up, P. Kennedy? How you doing? Hey, how you doing, Age of Aquarius? What's up? We have eliminated poverty. Can you give it down? Oh man, here's the same guy. Beats, do you ever give up, man? It's like you're like in 4th grade or something. You're posting the same Nick stuff from 2010. This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. So this is the tight bind we're in right now. Now the beautiful part is we're in summertime right now, but the unbeautiful part is that tariffs are all over the place. I wake up Friday morning and Trump's like, you know what, I'm going to slap a 50% on the EU unless you guys come to the table June 1st, that's it, 50% tariffs. I mean, the custom office must be going crazy. Tariff of the day plan. What's our rate today? Let's spin the big wheel, Johnny. Right. I mean, it's how can you plan if you're a business with shit that's going on right now? You're just in general quarters. You're like, guys, just don't rock the boat right now. We would have tremendous amounts of poverty if it wasn't supported by deficit spending. The difference between what you see now and real poverty is spending on the part of the government. That's why your food costs are higher. That's why your housing costs are higher, because you're competing against the unlimited spending power of the federal government. I mean, Newsom's in a dither now in California. He's running to the center so fast, I've never seen anything like it in my life. Clean up those homeless camps. Yeah, let's have women's sports, right, for women. Let's see. I mean, I've never seen a guy run so hard. Refuse to vote on those. Well, that's what I mean. No, you only have a very small window when you get elected, and it wasn't an overwhelming mandate. I mean, I don't know where that idea ever came from. It wasn't... geographically it looked like a blowout, but population-wise it really wasn't a blowout. And you only have a certain amount of goodwill that you go in with, and now you got farmers complaining that they got no market to sell their soybeans. this script can flip really fast, and you can have radicalization coming as the next step. These AOCs and these other people say, here we go, man, roll up your sleeves. This is what we're going to do. We're going to put that corporate tax rate up to 50%. We're going to raise taxes on everybody making more than $100,000 a year. And then it's really on. You only got a certain amount of time. And then come January, everybody starts looking forward to the midterm election. That's why I think Trump already knows that the midterms will be a blowout. So at least from here, so he's trying to get as much shit done that it's impossible to put it back together. Humpty Dumpty. Doesn't mean they won't try. But you can bet, because this was radically right, that the next swing will be radically to the left. You know, eat the rich. That'll be the thing. Meanwhile, the wealthy are picking up second passports like nobody's business right now. The UK is flooded with applications from Americans wanting to have a United Kingdom passport. I can't wait till midterms. Let's cut the forest down ASAP. The pendulum always swings. It always does. The best case scenario for the president is that manufacturing comes back quickly, but somebody has to make the step to do it. And the big problem here is manufacturing doesn't happen in the cloud. Your data might be in the cloud, but manufacturing doesn't happen in the cloud, which means that plant has to be somewhere. And when you talk about, oh, we got this nice piece of land on the outskirts of Chicago or Kansas City or Denver, and we're going to put a 40-acre manufacturing plant for plastics, and everybody in the everybody just goes ballistic. Bullshit. But there's going to be good paying jobs. Bullshit. You think I want toxic plastic resins going up in smokestacks and things in my neighborhood? You go before the zoning board, you tell them I want to put a manufacturing plant in Colorado Springs, and one of the zoning board officers falls out of the chair one way, the other one falls out the other way, like they can't even believe what they just heard. That's the big problem, is getting things done on the state and local level with EPA, with the state governments. It's like you come in, I think the president calls up Gavin Newsom, the governor of California. Gavin, how you doing? Hello, Mr. President, how can I help you? Look, we're going to press to build a nuclear plant at Bodega Bay like they were starting to put up in the 1960s and 70s there. And then they stopped. Hello? Gavin? Hello? I think we got disconnected. Yeah, not in my backyard. It's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be phenomenal. There'll be injunctions by judges. And they'll come to they'll leave that meeting and they say, all we wanted to do was just make China plates. That's it. Yeah, but you wanted to have a glazing factory and all the smoke and the output and the heat. And, my kids can't even sleep now. That's the unappreciated aspect of going from an economy that used to be 58% manufacturing to one that's like 10% now. To get back to that 58% takes a lot of pain. A lot of pain. Where's the groundwater going to come from? We don't have enough now. And you want to put this out here in the Las Vegas area? So the president is betting that all this stuff goes very smoothly, but with tariffs up and down and all over the place, what company is going to start building a factory? You have a couple companies that have pledged, but a pledge is easy to make verbally. You don't have to move on it. We've had a couple car companies say they're going to expand existing operations. That's fine. Consumer demand. It always demand low prices. The low price leader's always going to win. That's basic marketing 101. There's no loyalty a few cents off can't overcome. So if you can't be the low-cost producer, don't even bother building it. Well, the people will buy a $2,000 phone, $3,000. I'll put that Samsung at 100% tariff. It's very interesting when you really think about all the aspects of it. You try to just intelligently look ahead, and you try to make sense of things, and you try to see what are the alternatives. What can they do? Last 2 weeks was the first time I saw fear on the part of the government when it came to economics. That's the first time I saw real significant worry come in that a fiscal crisis is upon us. Living now, they may live better. Hypocrites around the world. The smartest people in the room are the Mexicans right now. Claudia Sheinbaum, the president down there. It's a shame the aides to the mayor of Mexico City got gunned down, but otherwise, Mexico is doing really well. It's going to be very hard to compete with Mexico. Fleeing to America. Let's see, what year? It was 74. I guess I was 16. Therefore, effective midnight tonight, I shall resign the presidency of the United States. Both Pat and I have been honored to be your First Lady and President, respectively. And now we turn the reins of the government over to the very capable hands of Vice President Gerald R. Ford. It is my hope that with the help of God, we may sustain this nation going forward and heal the damage that has been done. Good night, God bless, and good luck. And that's the way it is. August 8th, 1974. The President of the United States, Richard Milhouse Nixon, becomes the first sitting president to resign the presidency of the United States. From all of us at CBS News headquarters in New York, I'm Walter Cronkite. Good night. Hey, Catherine. You know who loves that stuff? Amanda Hug and Kiss. She loves the Paul Harvey. She loves the four roses. I'm going to build a whole portfolio of stuff that's just going to drive her insane one day. That'll be it. Yeah, Mexico is, people think that you're talking about some third world nation or something. Go down to Mexico sometime. Look at their economic standing in the world right now. What are they, like top 10 now? Top 15? They just have to deal with corruption because they've been doing things a certain way. That's what we're getting more of here, corruption. Because we're not used to doing things a certain way. And that's the way it is. You get an award. Yeah, Hug and Kiss loves that stuff. It's very interesting. You guys have some great questions tonight. It's good food for thought. So maybe I should offer up a prize for the deep thinker that comes up with a third way, the third door solution. Well, you can bet in the housing market now that the pressure is off of housing. When you have lists of people to be picked up and deported, it's faded from the headlines now, but it's definitely going on. They're still rounding them up and moving in at, and we're talking about millions of people. That means a lot of Section 8 housing, a lot of the crapola that was done to get people into houses is now, that pressure is off. And I can tell in my own neighborhood with, you know, get 1 month rent free, no security deposit required now. Yeah, Mrs. Miller's greatest hits. Hey duckies, how you doing? And that's the way it is. I'm doing a Cronkite. Most of you probably don't even know who the hell he is. Okay, we brought our food out. We're just barely hobbling. We're walking. Boy, everything's blowing around like crazy over at the restaurant tonight. They got the heaters on. You remember Cronkite? Yeah, and that's the way it is. So very good questions tonight. Again, if you're not subscribed, please take a moment to subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. I don't run the program with channel memberships and Patreons and all that crap. I do YouTube the old school way. If you feel like giving something, you give something. If you don't, you don't. The Austin area, yeah. God governed the moon landings, yeah, the space program. And we've just gotten reports that the oxygen generator on Apollo 13 has apparently failed. Chuck, you have any news on this? Well, Walter, it seems like there was a fire inside the command module of the Apollo. And, well, it's a very tenuous situation. Right, that's what I'm thinking. We'll get back to you. Yesterday, cancel survey, getting an to get they wouldn't. Oh, they don't want to let you go, P. Kennedy. That's right. You know, I get all this stuff from Xfinity. We want you back. You didn't want me back. You abused me. Now I get AT&T. They don't hassle me. They don't write me. They don't message me. Because I took time to fill out the thing about marketing. Don't do anything. Lose my number. Don't write. Don't text. And I cut my bill in half. And I have 10 times the speed I had with Xfinity. I gave them the Fangola. Good night, Shimei. Peter Jennings, yeah. Shame he smoked so much he got lung cancer. The eagle was landing. Lee Marie, hopefully some Rancho upkeep. Yeah, I'm in a very slow spot for video creation because I've got to finish this book. This thing is like a malignant sword. It's an abscess that's going to burst. So until that is completed, it's going to be very thin. It's going to be live streams, and then we're going to go to very heavy video-centric content. That's for damn sure. I'm only going to take 3 months to try to hook up a literary agent, and if that doesn't work, I'll just self-publish. It'll be over. I don't care about financially about it. I could give a rat's. Da Vinci Code book. No, but I couldn't believe he had a Da Vinci Code book. I was like, well, where in the hell did you get this? Not that I think he's ever cracked a page in it, but I'm just saying, whoa. Because Burge had like this really big Bible from like 1828 or something, which is kind of cool, but it should be rebound. But you lose some of the originality of it. 2 out of 3 ain't bad, Crow. That's right. So yeah, there's a certain satisfaction in seeing predictions and working themselves out in real time. Yeah, that's pretty good. But time is always the uncertain element. Because we have the whole psychology of factor of every time something happens that people rush back in. They've been trained like Pavlov's dog. That means when the real guillotine comes down, it's going to be amputation without benefit of anesthetics. But that could be a while. Have you figured what you want for eats? I'm going to make a pizza tonight. I don't know, Catherine. I don't know what he's got. His place is so junked up in there. I don't even want to take a look at it. It's just... thank you for sharing. Well, thank you, P. Kennedy, for the $4.99. How kind of you. I also want to shout out Buttercup Baby. Left me a PayPal donation overnight. I will definitely, when I see her pop in, I will thank her for that. I really appreciate that. She was really kind last night. She said, thank you for what you're doing for the cat. And, the animal control officer came by today. He was very happy. He's like, don't worry about it. He's like, I've seen you guys have done everything perfectly step by step. Most people would have put the cat down the first day. I'm impressed you even cared enough to try to do something about it. So thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, post up once in a while, the PayPal. I appreciate it. I always appreciate when people can support the channel. I don't beat the drum about it, but, when you see other people with channel memberships that do zero in the way of benefit to anybody except talk BS about drama and things, When somebody comes out and tries to bring real content, and it is what it is, though. But that's YouTube. That's cool. The vast amount of under the bell curve will always want to eat crap. Return on the band. Oh wow! How about that? How about that? Yeah, I don't know, Pete County. They said that in 2013 when I first joined. The drama is always out of control, and it's just it's a great time waster. What's up, Adam? How you doing, Callie? What's going on? I got to start doing my research for college football early because it's a whole different overlay with this transfer portal. Yeah, taking each other to court. That's funny. These people don't have a pot to piss in. I'm in sleep study tonight. Overnight's still good, so you'll be able to hang out. You will be able to. You'll be able to hang out. That's great. Well, that's good, Finger. That's good. Your mom will be happy. Just call upstairs from the basement and tell her what you did. She might come down and give you a box of animal crackers. No, I never have, Kelly. I never have. There's another one. He just couldn't get it out there. I don't have toilet. I don't have toilet. Anyway. Good job, Kelly. You have a bunch of. Well, it's if it helps, Kelly. How you doing, Jenny? What's going on? If it helps, Kelly, that's a good thing, man. Because she seems a little strung up. One of the bloggers was going to the McNear. Oh, that's cool. The McNears of Petaluma and stuff. Yeah, doctor. It's Carlos, this sick guy that lives in Chicago. All right. Pizza time. I'm getting hungry. We're going to do one of Catherine's great pizzas tonight. It's getting chilly out. I'm going to have to get his sweatshirt on. Yeah, I don't know if Bird's thing is like from 1820. It's really old. It's pretty ragged. It's a pretty ragged thing. I'm not really sure. Yeah, I guess I could use a little bit of pizza tonight. Didn't really eat last night. I had some bean soup for breakfast. I didn't have any lunch. That usually keeps me going all day, a nice bowl of bean soup. Baked in cheesy bagels. I gotta take my Claritin. Yeah, that's okay. They're going to measure your sleep pattern, your REM. Believe it or not, you know, if you have, I don't think you have COPD, not COPD, but sleep apnea. They're finding out that that can be a cause of like mental health decline, because it's very important that your sleep not be oxygen deprived at its deepest level of sleeping. So it can cause some mental health issues. So I admire you for getting it checked out. That's good. Yeah, what do they got, a spirometer on you? It's like when the boss went into the hospital in February. Lucky he didn't die. He finally ended up rolling himself up to the front and said, I'm going to die right here if I'm not seen. Then they took it seriously. They should have checked his blood oxygen level immediately. Below 90, low 90s, we would immediately tell people to go to the hospital immediately. You get in the 80s, you're risking death. You're in the upper 70s, you're already dead and you just don't know it yet. That's why I don't sleep so much. I like to be active. No, I worked as a just pushing paperwork. I was just a clerk. I usually get about 6 hours is good for me. If I'm in bed at night and I'm up at 6 o'clock, it might take me about a half hour to fall off. I can function on 4 hours. Okay, we got the ice cream guy's van here tonight. Sleep is critical, absolutely. You can have psychosis. Absolutely, positively. It's absolutely critical. No, not a visitor. Here we go. Oh, look at that poor slob, just couldn't make it again. That's like, oh, that's some funny shit right there. I get maybe 6 hours and we'll have to be awake. Let's fix this thing now. Hold on a second. Man, it's so beautiful to just work the controls like that. That's the best thing YouTube ever came up with. It just knocks the wind right out of the serial postings. Adam, you're the means of your own getting out of that situation. It takes a commitment to do something that you're not doing. Which tells me you like the lifestyle, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's a choice you make. It's all good. All right, big party tonight. Is this guy gonna jump off the balcony here? what the hell the guy's gonna do. Skywalker! Either Rosie or Skywalker. Skywalker! Ooh, I gotta get some, I gotta get a sweatshirt. Oh, there's Tiger. Tiger! Is that you, Tiger? No, that's, what the hell is that? What are you doing, Rosie? Huh? What you want? What is it? Hmm? Come on. Are you hungry? Oh, boy. Everybody loves my live streams. All right, we're going to feed you. Just keep your drawers on. Just keep your drawers on. All right, let me get some food. Oh, you must be hungry. All right, give me a second. You got a big mouth. You got a big mouth. Magic. Real joy juice there. There we go. Bust that up a little bit. Bust up your mule bull. Peaceful night. Who loves you, baby? Tight. Right, that's it. We'll see who shows up to the party. I got to get this crust going. All right. Do the Chef Boyardee thing because these are shockingly good. We got the kit courtesy of Catherine, the Queen of Vallejo. We're going to use one of these babies, and we're going to spike up the sauce a little bit. We got this sauce. Yeah, I don't know. I saw Skywalker was running around. I think this is magic here. Okay, this, I think we used 3/4 of a cup of warm water. Let's see. Uh, 1 1/3 cups of very warm water. Okay, so let me put that in, and then we'll work it. Dining solo tonight. We're going to work this together. Oh shit, we used 2/3 of a cup for one pouch. Oh shit. Let me put a little flour in here. I used like too much. got a little bit aggressive with the water. Hey, cute kitty, how are you? So we should be able to work that by hand now. Just work that good by hand. Let that kind of come together. I'm just working it. Hey Pat, how you doing? So I want to shout out Buttercup Baby again, and also Victoria for making a donation overnight. Very appreciated. I think we're going to need just a little bit more. Good. That's getting good. Just working that a little bit. Yeah, this Buttercup Baby is very nice. Just giving that a little bit of love. Okay. We're just going to let that sit there for a bit. Save this for the next one. Put this away, clean it up a little bit. Clean this table off over here so I can use it as a rollout table. Yeah, I don't have any mushrooms, so it's going to be a little bit thin on the ground tonight, this one. A little bit thin on the ground. I'm making sure that's not going to fall over. It's a little windy tonight. Makes a good rollout table. Yeah, it is like super windy tonight. You can hear that gate bounce. Beautiful. That's going to be our rollout table over there. So while this is rising, we're going to pop a beer. I'm going to put a sweatshirt on here. I'm not sure. Oh, no gift for me. You already sent me a nice pen. You've done plenty for me. You've sent donations. You don't. All right, we're gonna sit down a couple minutes. Everything's in good shape. Sit down. I guess that corner's trying to come off of this. Baby all set. So we got some onions. We got some ham. Maybe we have a small can of pineapple. I don't know. Hawaiian style. On the islands, we do it island style. What's going on, June? A little chilly out here tonight. The good news is the wind usually dies down. We're going to try to do this Cindy Russo style tonight. And what she does is pre-bake, and I always forget to flip it over. forget to flip it over. Seems pretty stable. I'll use set the cat food on. Keep that good and stable. There we go. Let's put a little flour down here. Gotta be good with that rolling pin. Yeah, nobody likes it when it's quiet. Maybe hugging kids, I don't know. Sure, her nerves are shot. My sink should be back in business tomorrow. I wasn't kidding when I said that's a real situation in that. Turn and rotate. Oh, that rolls that good. That always rolls that good. We're warming up the barbecue. I used to spend the summer working pizza. Actually about 2 months after I quit that shitty job at Phillips. Tired of being abused by Shirley Phillips. Even then, she was a multi-millionaire. You think I'm cheap? Holy crap. Alright, so we're going to do a pre-bake here. And that looks really like a really good pie right there. Oh, that excess right there, that looks like a really good pie right off the bat. Okay. So we're letting that barbecue get up to temperature. I think that's what really made hers good, was pre-baking it. Fork you. Let me close this gate. We're getting nailed today. mailboy portraits today. We got nothing. Looks like mailboy portraits today. All right, let's go ahead and fire this baby in. What do we at? Yeah, we're right at 400. Oh, we got to put the baking stone in. I guess for this part we'll use some direct heat. Then we'll pop the baking stone in. You really can't make good pizza without a baking stone. You gotta get that baby good and hot. We're letting direct heat crisp the bottom of that baby up. Really have a lot of cheese. We ain't got a lot. We got some mozzarella and we got Parmesan. Make a different kind of pizza. We really don't have any meat. I've only got like 2 slices of that, so we're gonna have to go with ham. I'm just turning that baby, it's bubbling up a little bit. Let me get my oven mix. Skywalker. Like a bit of naan bread. Skywalker! Are you hungry? How you doing? Huh? You got all those birds on you. That's what you got. You got all those birds on you. All those birds. Alright, so we're going to get our cutting board out. Yeah, this is not going to be too cheesy. Make sure that thing doesn't burn up. I'm kind of monitoring the barbecue grill there. Smoking away. Oh, it's getting good. We got a couple more minutes. Let's be patient. Let's rotate it. That looks good. Trick is you gotta rotate it. It's starting to get bubbles on the top of it, so that's good. That's good. I'm gonna flip that bad boy over. That was a pretty good trick to learn. Hey Lee, my patio fence bit on the 4x4. Burn them out. Burn them out. Trip hazard. You should definitely make sure they're below ground level. If you can get a crowbar or something and crow it out. I love that. That's all lovely like naan bread. But I want this baby to really be good. You just got to monitor it closely, but it's looking beautiful. We flip it over, we can just pull it out. Put the pizza stone. I'm going to put the pizza stone in. I want that baby to be good and have some real color to it. I don't care if it even has a little bit of char on it. Oh, so much the better. All right, now it's ready to flip over. Look at that. That's beautiful. You let that other side go a bit. We're going to remove it and put the pizza stone in. Exactly what we're going to do. On the islands, we do it island style. That baby's smoking away. Woo! Hoo-ah! Okay, Skywalker, you're like right in the way there, aren't you? I think that's pretty good. Look at the way that turned out. I think that turned out great. All right, let's put the baking stone in. Let that warm up a little bit and we'll finish this baby out. We don't have a lot of cheese, which suits me just fine. We're just going to run with this sauce tonight. Seems to be the truly for two. You're supposed to make two pizzas with this. It's got some pepperoni in it. There we go. Now we're going to put our cheese on top. We don't have a lot of mozzarella. Dumped it in a big bunch there. Not the smartest thing. I think I got some more. No, that was it. Yeah, here it is. Not a big cheese person. We got Parmesan. Got the end of that can. This looks more like what they call a margarita. Now we're just infilling with some Parmesan here. They won't use that at pizza places because it's expensive. But there's no law that says we can't do it. That looks pretty good right there. Now we're going to lay our onions on. Skywalker, what are you doing, huh? What are you doing, Skywalker? Huh? You're having a feast down there. Skywalker. You're such a good kitty. Alright, that looks pretty good. Now we just have to put our meat on. Let's give a little spray here. We have to get some more non-stick. Now we're going to get our meat out. We're going to load it up with the big meat, shredded meat. That'll make it delicious. You just got to go with what you got when you're making pizza. I didn't really do a lot of shopping because of that signal situation last night. Just totally cut out on me. I know it had something to do with the tower. It wasn't anything else. I've been in that store plenty of times shopping. Yeah, it might degrade a little bit, but it doesn't go totally bad. I know, Skywalker, I'm hungry. Huh? Skywalker's like there's manna dropping from heaven. Alright, that's a pretty simple kind pizza right there. Yeah, I don't have any pineapple. I thought I did, but I'll be doggone if I can find it. Now we're finishing with some Italian seasoning here. Shaking that on. And we should be good to go. Let's see if we can pick that up. Yeah, we can. This should be ready to go. So let's roll it in and then clean up a little bit. Got a pre-bake on the bottom, so I'm going to take some stuff inside. Clean up. Skywalker, you're a pig. You're a P-I-G pig. Skywalker, where's Tiger? Huh? Have you been defending Tiger? Huh? Have you been defending Tiger? Just pull that real quick. Is wait for that baby to fire away, and we'll be commencing to get a purchase on that pizza. We'll get a purchase on that pizza. Let me get this on now. Hey Ace, what's going on? You don't want to have too many carbs in your diet. You want that solid meat. Okay, here we go. Oh, I didn't like Aldi at all when I saw it. In the one in LA, or was it LA? You had a one in LA, it was terrible. The Aldi's look like a depressed, I don't know, I don't even know how to describe it. Hey Tapestry Chart, how are you? Just a question, when you put the back 40 under intensive cultivation, you have a lot of stuff to get used to. You have to practically run a farm stand here. Everybody coming in and out. Everybody coming in and out. What are we harvesting? You put the sign up. We're harvesting tomatoes today. We're harvesting corn, carrots. Yeah, everything good, good. Yeah, I don't know, Fro. I didn't think the prices were that good. I thought the selection was very poor compared to a full line grocery store. I went in with very high expectations. And I just, I came away a little bit disappointed. Like, is that all there is? Like some Petulia Clark song. Good and done tonight too. The flavor is in the doneness. Oh, who's Blackbeard? You meet Blackbird? He's in the Shine Shack. Probably on one of his 3-day benders. I don't know. Which is okay. I just haven't seen anything that looked like a lower price at Aldi's. Now, mind you, it was in LA. So that might explain part of it. I don't know. That might explain part of it. Yeah, we're almost to 100 thumbs up. If we could get to 100, that would be great. That would be excellent. Excelente. We had a good discussion. It wasn't a prolonged wind today. It was relatively short. This wind is brutal. Cat's used to it anyway. Anybody go to Food Lion? That was big on the Eastern Shore of Maryland. Food Lyon. Food Lyon. Part of the some Belgian group. Amanda Hug and Kiss talks about some super expensive store in like Culver City. It's like, I don't know what it is. It was just crazy. That was insane. I don't remember what the hell. I can't think of what the name of it was. Food Line isn't very good. Oh, thank you, June. Thank you, babe. Cheapest grocery store I ever saw was down in Florida. I can't remember what the name of it is. They're everywhere in Florida. They were like super cheap. 29, because we had the kids were babies, 29-cent beef nut food and stuff. I can't remember what the hell the name of it was. Erewhon's the really expensive one. It was absolutely ridiculous. $5 for a head of lettuce. $8 for 4 tomatoes. You know what? And somebody pays for it. Somebody buys it. So when people complain about the cost of living, until I see you shopping in the food line, yeah, Publix, thank you. Publix was the cheapest groceries I ever saw. Other places wanted 50 cents, 59 cents for a little jar of baby food. They were like 29 cents. How do I remember? Yeah, it's like, exactly, Callie Mo. It used to be like Ralph's. It used to say supermarket to the stars. They're like, oh, this could possibly be hurting us. This might not be a wise thing. Chicken is basically market basket. You gotta wait till it's on special, June, then you gotta load up your freezer like I do for making soups and things. Prices are just crazy. Really, prices were high. Well, I'm talking about 1990, 1996, 97. What is Hebrews or whatever? Is it a Jewish place? What is it? $8.32 for 2 tomatoes. Wow, that's the way they price it, Superfly. You have to be careful. They play the same game with watermelons. It'll put like $1.99 on the thing, and you don't look closely, and it's like the whole per pound. Per pound. I can't believe it's expensive. They were said to treat, well, that's how you treat employees expensive, because you treat the customers like shit. All right, the needle can't be sharp at both ends, as they say in Chinese. How about the Royal Farm stores? I'd rather shop in a place that looked like they dropped a low-level bomb into it, and you have to crawl over rubble to get to you have to crawl over rubble to get to the cheap stuff. Make sure you subscribe, guys. If you're not subscribed, we're always having fun on the channel. We're covering a lot of ground too, been very informative about things that are going on in the world, way ahead of the curve. And what people will be talking about 6 months from now, we talk about today. They got you. That's what I mean, Superfly. It's like, oh, you just say to yourself, I'll never fall for that again. And then you go back, it's like $1.99 for a bag of onions. No, it's $1.99 a pound for the potatoes. 99 cents a pound, or $1.49 a pound or something. And it's just crazy. It's like one potato. Yeah, the neutron market. Who in the hell cares, right, Crow? I'll crawl over rubble and rebar that's hanging down, and hanging light fixtures swinging. Attention, ladies and gentlemen, just try to be careful. There are some live wires exposed and light fixtures. Thank you. Yeah, it's a crime, Superfly. Like, where does the meat go? ES Bemix, I am in Santa Rosa, California. I'm in a northern latitude from where you probably are. No, I've never tried it. I've never even heard of it, Campari's tomatoes. The nice thing is Safeway has good deals. So you guys know I eat a lot of shrimp. It's a good cheap protein. Okay, I might have enough mercury to make a thermometer. I don't care. I want the cheapest, Amanda Huggin. If I have to shop in Gaza, in the blown out area, I'll do it. We don't have a Winco. We have a Food Max, which is a Winco company here. Any advice for a 22-year-old? Start your own business. In 3 years, you'll never look back. At that age, you should take the shot while you're working to also start your own business. Somebody switched it. Wow! Wow, Superfly, holy crap, they switched out the eggs? Wow. And that's some crazy stuff. I wouldn't even have thought of that. Stand there in the front of the eggs. Hey, Melody, how are you? Stand there in front of the eggs and just start switching them there. What are you doing? What do you think I'm doing? I think you're switching eggs. Well, what the hell do you mean? I'm inspecting the eggs. What are you going to call 911? I know, you got all those birds and you're becoming my favorite now, Scott. Yes, you are. Except you have those murder mittens and you love digging them into me. Well, you coming up? This is one very good looking cat here. He's got like gray blue eyes. Really nice. He's very affectionate. I'm waiting for the murder mitts to come. Let's see, what do you call 911 then? See what they say. Yeah, we think this person was switching the eggs. This person? This person doesn't look capable of switching a roll of toilet paper? Are you kidding me? Don't call me again. What do I do for fun? Everything. Metal detecting, vintage audio, live streams, cooking, travel. Yeah, I always weigh my potatoes. Sometimes I get 5.5 pounds. I always weigh my stuff. Coming up. You want some loving? You want some loving? Huh? You're such a good cat. You're my new favorite, huh? You my new favorite? Skywalker. You're gonna get your sack nipped. You're gonna get your shots. You're gonna get chipped. Grabbing, yeah. Grand larceny now. Oh, that's okay. Melody, it's all good, honey. I'm just making a pizza. I can almost smell it now. You're a hugging pig. might have to change out those propane tubes again. I've already changed them out twice. So I don't have to put a big hunk of metal in a landfill somewhere. Oh, that's a beautiful cat. I really think Skywalker is the best looking cat of all. He's got a very robust build, very muscular. But like most male cats, very affectionate. And just seems like healthy as a horse. Speaking of, yeah, the people are hilarious here. Amanda Huggins just ought to be ashamed of herself. Better to have a pizza overdone than underdone. Maybe you guys agree, maybe you don't. I don't know. Couple more minutes. Yeah, every propane is I pay about 24 to 28 bucks plus tax, so that's anywhere from $28 to $30, $31. Now I could get that filled up, I guess, someplace. Like at the U-Haul, they talk about that somebody's got to come out and oh shit, it's one of these little things. Nah, it's a waste of our time. Now I don't like all that bread, Brooklyn, and I went to the 7-Eleven and I looked at the pizza today, and it was all bread. It was all bread, and I was like, no, I don't like thick crust. Wow, 80 bucks? Where are you located, Superfly? Well, the tank, yeah, well, the tank, you return it for refills. I can understand that. I can kind of understand that because it's like a core deposit on the tank. So that kind of makes sense. Thing to have the angel of glorious flight back again. Wow, we. Okay, just a couple more minutes and we should be good to go. I saw Tio today at the 7-Eleven. I said I might have a job for you, not here, but Paint King is going to be unavailable, so I need some brush cleared and some shit removed. Old Tio. Sounds like they're playing grab ass down there or something. I don't know what they're doing. There we go. Thank you guys. Please keep hitting that thumbs up if you haven't done so. Paint King did okay. I would hire him for a paint project. He's not overpriced. He's very meticulous. He forgot to do part of a closet door, you know, the sliding closet door. And he drove all the way back up from San Rafael, which is like 25 miles away to take care of that. So I was happy. Those bush beers selling out there. Let me tell you what, June, Guadalupe, we're on rations here. What's wrong with that? Nice custom job. What's the wrong with my pizza? My pizza never hurt nobody. Is this your box, or yeah, that's my box. Yeah, T.O. is here. I walked into 7-Eleven and damn, there's T.O. He looked like he'd lost a couple pounds. He's in the 7-Eleven, and I said I might have a job for you. Yeah, but you got to use charcoal, right? We're going to let that pizza sit a bit. Looks pretty good. Skywalker, what are you doing? Huh? Skywalker. Are you going to go take a dump? So you can come back and eat more? Sometimes people in Las Vegas are really... No, it wasn't Tito's cousin, it was Paint King. Not Tito, no. Paint King. Yeah, they really have us on, it's like I got to spend gas money to go down to the store and see if they got, oh, your murder mitts are killing me, your murder mitts are killing me. Oh. You just don't know what those murder mitts are like. I know, you need a lot of love. That's the problem with Skywalker, needs a lot of love. Alright, here we go. We're going to slice her up. We'll get that steak cracked. This looks like a pretty raw species. Alright, let's let that sit. You should always let it sit a minute when you cut it. I'll show you guys here. All corporations think that they can make a fortune on people now. That's my pizza, never hurt nobody. Is this your pizza box? Yeah, that's my pizza. It's a custom job. Yeah, we found it over at the school, a couple kids. My pizza never hurt nobody. No, I never tried Campari tomatoes. I never even heard of them, to be honest with you. Yeah, they have certain beer. It's like she said we're on allotment. Which means basically everybody would want to buy the cheap beer except Amanda Hug and Kiss. Right? Everybody else is pretty much normal. What the hell is this thing? The hell is that? The hell is that? Damn, that was freaky. We had a green screen. Yeah, the Sopranos, that's it. My pizza never hurt nobody. What are you talking about? Yeah, that's a custom job. Starters. That's what we're looking at. It's not hard to make your own pizza. That ham is good. One day, Ramsey and I will be on a cooking show. Look at that. Nice and thin. Mm. Mm. Wow, that's good. Mm. That's a nice thin crust. My pizza never hurt nobody. You tell me who did that, I put my foot up their ass. No more, you're killing me here. Here. Here, don't bother me anymore. Mm. You know what beer on allotment means? Here's what it means. It means you came in here to buy beer. You know you want the cheap shit, but we're going to make sure we have a very limited supply of cheap shit, so maybe we can upscale you to something more expensive. That's the whole deal. Mm. Mm. Look at that baby from pre-cooking. Bubbly. Mm. You gotta eat that. I wasted that piece of ham on you. It's your pizza boxer. Yeah, this is my pizza. What is it? Let me see. It's a custom job. Well, we found it over at the school. Inside there was a break-in. There was some damage done. My pizza never hurt nobody. You tell them to come over here, I'll put my foot up their ass. That's it, Melly. It's not bait and switch. It's like we don't make a lot of money on the low end stuff, so we're not going to stock a lot of it. Don't. Skywalker. No. No. He didn't look in his eye. He was starting to get ready. He was judging the distance. That is so crisp. It's pretty good, Brandon, I have to say. Look at what I got you here. Why can't you eat that ham? You like ham? Eat that ham. I really just want to sit. Uh-oh. You notice since they fired that shitty ambulance company, we don't really hear any sirens anymore. They were making a fortune running around making $4,000 a pickup. So he's like, you know what? The gravy train is over. And amazingly, everybody survived. I love that crunch on this pizza. Rite Aid used to have ads, CVS, Longs, before it went to CVS. They always had good specials on sodas and liquor. Once they hooked up with CVS, it was all over. Skywalker's a very good cat. Male cats tend to be very friendly. Female cats are very skittish. I think growing up we only ever had male cats. We had a Seal Point Siamese and an all black cat. They were both males. Wow, no alcohol? What's the story on that, Crow? They don't want to make the money? Yeah, I have, Nick. I'm waiting for the buy one, get two free to come back. Buy two, get three free just isn't the same. Skywalker's a very, very robust cat. Very solid. I wonder why, yeah, so what? I mean, Indian reservations make shitloads of money on tobacco. Go up to Reno sometime. I can eat another slice. I used to sell a case of soda on sale for $3.90. Yeah, $1.99 a 12-pack. When you worked for them, did you get a good deal if you bought it yourself, like an employee deal? You know, a lot of VFW posts have shut down. spray there. No. I gotta wipe that off. Wait till you get fixed. Oh. If you want to stay young, keep moving. You start sitting down and it's like an engine that starts to get sludge buildup. You want to make sure you're running yourself up to about 4,000 RPM. Oh, cool. Superfly, I assume we're talking about Coca-Cola bottling company. Now they removed soft drinks off of the EBT card. That's gonna hurt. And the SNAP card. That's gonna hurt. All right, ladies and gents, we just passed the 3-hour mark. I'm going to finish eating here. I used ham tonight, Yilba. Good to see you. Just coming in, I'm going to head out, Yilba. God bless, honey. Thank you for coming in. Guys, if you've not hit the thumbs up button, please continue to do so on the way out. Share out the streams with people, family, other people. Let them see how crazy your taste is in that. That's it. That's it, Skunk Ape. What's going on? How you doing, brother? Thank you to the moderators for everything that you do. I appreciate you, June, everybody else. Thank you for the support on the channel. If you want to send something, the paypal.me/rosieokelly. It is all very appreciated. Thank you, everybody. And a big shout out to Buttercup Baby for donating overnight. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, everybody.